My name is Frank J. Mrvan, and I'm a candidate for U.S. Congress. I've served as the North Township trustee for 15 years. One of the most important aspects of my campaign and what I have accomplished and what separates me from the other candidates is I care about people. I used my position to be able to give a voice to the voiceless. And I specifically today want to talk to you about the No More Secrets campaign. We're here today at Lake Michigan at Marquette Park, and very often people seek water in order to have solitude, calmness, and to be able to find peace. April is Sexual Assault Awareness Month, and I want to be able to talk to you about our No More Secrets campaign. The No More Secrets campaign began with the journey of my wife being a survivor and her sister Kelly also being a survivor. Kelly is no longer with us. She had turned to alcohol and the opiates, and unfortunately is no longer here. My wife Jane lives with that memory every single day. And what we tried to do and what she wanted to do is make sure young people, children, are educated on body safety and making sure that we have conversations, appropriate conversations with students and with children. What we did is we put a coalition together with the U.S. District Attorney's Office, the Northwest Indiana Times, the faith-based community, Fairhaven Rape Crisis Center, and Child Protective Services, and we went into the schools with a curriculum and we had a conversation about body safety, about internet safety, and about phone safety. And the number one goal was to be able to have this conversation because Indiana ranks second in the United States for reported child sexual assault. And 73 young people, when we had these conversations, came forward and were in that position, and Child Protective Services substantiated those cases. And what we did next is we made sure that those children got the help that they needed and immediately were out of those environments. But what we also did is we used that data and we went to the Indiana State Legislature. And my father, Senator Frank Mrvan, passed a piece of legislation in the Senate that made it mandatory for schools to have an hour of curriculum talking about body safety, internet safety, and phone safety. And to be able to have an appropriate conversation with students so they know how predators push boundaries. We were able to go to the House of Representatives where the bill was held up, and we used perseverance, and we were able to cross bridges between Democrats and Republicans, and we fought for a cause. And one of the survivors, Isha Haley, gave a very, very moving testimonial. And when that was over and when people testified about the cause of protecting young children, the chairman of the Education Committee, who thought it was best to be served that those conversations should be at home, stood up and actually said, my daughter, who has been in prison for the last 6 years, who's 36 years old, we adopted her and she is also a survivor. Had she had an earlier education or was have this conversation, she may have gotten the help that she needed and had a different path. And the chairman stood up, he passed the bill, and Governor Holcomb signed that bill. And so every single year in our schools, we're having conversations that are educating young people about body safety and empowering them if they're in a bad situation and protecting them. And that's the type of legislator I want to be. I want to be someone who is able to take action, bring different parties together, the Republicans and the Democrats, to be able to pass legislation. I bring this up because it's very difficult to talk through a video, and it's very difficult to talk about the emotional journey on what this means for survivors. When you have these conversations and you're able to use that energy to be able to educate children, to help make an impact and protect kids and protect our young youth against child sexual abuse, that's making a difference. And in honor of Kelly, I want to continue to be able to do that. I want to be able to go to Washington, D.C. and fight for causes that make a difference in our community. Right now, we are going through a health crisis, and I'm going to be able to fight for you to make sure that we have preparation, to make sure we have access to health care, to make sure that we have an economic stimulus package that puts Northwest Indiana back to work. In all that, I want you to be able to understand, but I want you to really know my journey and what makes me. It's about being able to use my position to help people, to make a difference. And so to those 73 young people that came forward, for your bravery, I commend you. And what I ask today is, if you are a survivor and you want to tell your story, please go to our Facebook page, Mrvan for Congress, and add your story to this post. Share with the community and with everyone you want to on how you overcame this, and join us in this month of sexual assault awareness and be able to tell your story on how you overcame it so other survivors may come forward. Again, we're at the lakefront because it has a calming effect, and there's a lot of PTSD that goes into that. So my name's Frank J. Mrvan. I'm a candidate for U.S. Congress, and what I want you to know today is that when I go to Washington, D.C., I'm going to fight for causes that make a difference in your life.